Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I want to say thank you all for being here today. We're going to take a look at some interesting things around the DOJ and the stuff that they're trying to point out to the general public, what they're going to do around some stuff, which is very interesting around them finally taking it, not finally, but taking a stance on crypto. Some other stuff we're going to take a look at the House hearings around cryptocurrency. I want to jump into that. Really finally starting to hear some things from the general. Sorry, thought someone was at the door there. General crypto blockchain related stuff, and we'll kind of get into that here as well. One thing I really want everyone to pay attention to, though, is that there is a looming debt crisis. There is a problem people aren't paying attention to. And the only people who are paying attention to it are the consumers. And the consumers are the ones that actually matter. And the people, I think everybody needs. I'm just going to point out some stuff around. There's a major debt crisis coming, and then this makes the case for cryptocurrency. And we're going to talk through some of those things. So stick around to the end as we make a case in total around crypto and why it's important and why we're starting to see all these different things come out from a regulatory, judiciary, and from a what you call it, the governmental standpoint on things. Grab your coffee; it's going to be a fun show. Let me know what you're enjoying in the chat there. Hopefully, you all had a marvelous, wonderful Mother's Day weekend where you were able to spend time with your moms, and those of you who are mothers, thank you for all you do. An unparalleled sacrifice you have for your children and your family. It doesn't go unnoticed. We really appreciate it, and we really all do love every one of you. Without you guys, gals, excuse me, this world would fall apart. Be a bunch of barbarian morons of us guys walking around doing stuff. So thank you for all that you're doing. So anyways, let's jump right into the stuff here. House hearings reveal a deepening party divide. In other words, the parties are divided. They're divided because they cannot come up with the definitions and the regulatory framework and the things that they want to put around cryptocurrency. Parties struggle to get on the same page after hours spent in crypto hearings. Very interesting stuff. I'll go ahead and tell you guys. If any representative at all, for whatever reason, watches these videos, contact me. I want to come up there, and I wouldn't mind telling you guys what's what with this stuff. Cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, recognizing the simple points of what this stuff is. This thing is that these representatives and the senators and our current resident has no idea what this stuff is. They have no idea how it works, but someone like myself who's been in it since the very beginning, just about, not the very beginning, but just about, understands it. I'm a technologist. Let me explain it to you. Like, I hate to put it in this perspective, but like you too, because really this is the way y'all need to understand this. Okay? When you write stuff and you think you know what things are, that's fine. But if you have someone, you probably won't have someone like me come up there. You just won't, because at the end of the day, if I come up there and I told you guys what was what and how all this stuff actually worked, you would then not have the what's it called, plausible deniability when it comes to you creating the rules that you think you want everything to abide by. The thing is that you have an agenda. You just need to leave it alone. It's an emerging technology like the internet. Leave it alone. Get out of the way. Stop trying to control what it is or isn't in your own little opinions. And I do really mean that. House representatives gathered last week to discuss regulatory gaps in crypto and discuss which regulatory agency should take the lead. So they're about to appoint the leadership on regulating the crypto markets. The hearing revealed what areas industry members should keep an eye on for policy and uncovered some of the main points of contention between political parties. There's points of contention between political parties because each party has an agenda. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency do not care what the rules are. It is technology. It is an uncontrollable network. It doesn't stop. Genie's out of the bottle, so to speak. It doesn't stop. On Wednesday, Digital Assets Subcommittee, members of the House Financial Services and Agriculture Committee gathered to hear from 6 witnesses on the state of crypto regulation. Main topics of discussion included identifying the representative roles of the SEC and the CFTC. There needs to be a new one. The SEC they're trying to make crypto fit into the old ways. The old ways don't make sense. If there's gonna be a new regulatory body, or another new regulations around cryptocurrency, there needs to be a new regulatory body that actually understands crypto. That's just my 2 cents. But anyhow, so that establishing yeah, well, let's start over here. The role representing representative roles of the SEC and CFTC in establishing definitions for digital commodity and digital security, both of which have turned into a highly politicized argument. Arguing now. They're arguing. Just after hearing adjourned, a leaked internal memo circulated amongst House Financial Services Committee Democrats revealed the party advised lawmakers to advocate for the SEC as the primary regulator to oversee crypto, which is something we clearly don't need or want. But it's interesting that the Democrats who refuse to vote on certain things, showing their actual stance on things. By the way, Gensler being the former CFO of a Democratic um, uh, individual running for president, should shed some light on that. The document praised the chair, Gensler, for his recent enforcement action streak this year, which is on pace to eclipse 2022's record number of 30 crypto-related actions. Ooh, boy. Y'all see where this is going. They're going to make rules that they're going to want the people to abide by. The problem is that everybody, for the most part, in the crypto realm, don't recognize the regulatory authority of these organizations because they don't have the authority to regulate crypto. They don't. They have the authority to regulate the stock market, securities, stock that is issued by companies. This isn't stock. This is technology. This is access to said technology. This is a way for people to actually build inside of an ecosystem that is everywhere and yet nowhere. Sorry, this is not what you think it is. Yes, it has a monetary aspect to it. The only money out there that I know of, there's very few cryptocurrencies, as you would like to call them, versus a monetized token or a blockchain platform, is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte. I think Dash was too at one point. I don't remember. It's been a little bit. Divi. Those are examples of actual cryptocurrencies meant to be used as a means of exchange. Ethereum, that's a blockchain platform. Polygon, EOS, all these are blockchain platforms. They're meant to be used to build businesses or companies or or technology inside of those ecosystems. Guess what? Gensler doesn't realize that Microsoft charges for a license for a seat per person to sit at the table to use, so to speak, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Exchange, Microsoft operating systems, Windows. You have to buy them. Yeah. So this is no different when you think about Ethereum and Polygon. You have to buy a seat at the table. You have to buy access to the platform. That's how it works. But no, they want to make it a commodity or they want to make it a security. They aren't recognizing the differences. They don't know what they're talking about. Again, if a representative sees this, get a hold of me. I will come explain the differences. Then there will be no plausible deniability. Well, we didn't know. Then you have no excuse from we the people as to what this stuff is and how it works. You don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, and it's very irritating to me. Like, it actually really makes me angry. And I don't really get angry very often or very easily, but this type of stuff just It makes me frustrated. It's like the blind leading the blind. The stupid people in the room are the ones making the decisions, and everyone's like, okay, we'll follow along. No. The thing is that most people in the crypto community aren't going to follow along, and they are going to demand that we do, but we're not. Okay? I hate to put it that way, but you're not going to be able to make a rule without authority. You have no jurisdiction. They do not have the jurisdiction to make these types of rules. Now, if they stood up a third regulatory body that regulated blockchain and crypto, those are very, very, very different related things, right? You have different regulatory bodies over the internet, over the airways, over the different things. Okay, you have different regulated bodies around different types of technology. Okay, that way there are different we'll call it baselines that everyone has to abide by. Like I've said before, I see no problem with there being a regulation of some sort, like a gatekeeper type of regulation, where a cryptocurrency or a blockchain platform cannot be launched to the public without going through some sort of checks and balances first. I don't see anything wrong with that. But the ones that are launched, leave them alone. They're done. There's nothing you can do about them. It's a blockchain. It's out there. People they're not recognizing the importance of this. Anyhow, the DOJ is now talking about cracking down on centralized exchanges. They're targeting exchanges to DOJ is targeting exchanges to send a strong message. Woo! To businesses evading anti-money laundering and client identification rules. They have to know where their dollars are going. Just remember, the dollar is their jurisdiction. If it's in the dollar, they have to know. If the dollar leaves their little coffers, then they have to know. Basically, cryptocurrency burns fiat currency. It eats it alive all day long, and it doesn't matter. They don't like that. You see, they want to make sure that you don't get freedom from their construct, from their, we'll call it not digital. It's not digital. Well, it is now, but it isn't. The banking system. They want to make sure you can't get out of it. They want you in it so that you can keep racking up debt, so that you can keep causing your own demise, feeding that giant monster. Interesting stuff. The Department of Justice Crypto Focused Enforcement Unit is intensifying efforts to unleash a relentless pursuit against illicit activities. Really? Okay. It's a blockchain. If somebody is dumb enough to use a blockchain to do something illicitly or nefarious, we'll call it, um, I say dumb enough because it's most of the blockchains are open to the public. It's open source. You can go in, do a transaction. Somebody can see that transaction. Anybody can see that transaction. Trace where it went, trace where it came from. Now, you'll have to do a little more digging to figure out the actual individual, but it's not stupid proof, y'all. There are privacy blockchains out there. There are. And if they want to go after and look at those or whatever, or whatever. If someone's stupid enough to use a regular blockchain, like FTX was, they sent those payments back and forth in crypto. That was real stupid. Real stupid on their part. But someone like myself or someone who has any kind of technical ability can easily go look at the blockchain and figure out where someone sent someone something, how much it was, the fees associated, all that fun stuff. It's all there. But they want to crack down on illegal activities. Okay. What illegal activities? No one's no. All you got to do is look. Leading the charge, the unit's head pledged to take decisive action against illegal activities occurring on digital platforms. You Yoon Young Choi, I guess that's how you say it, the director of what kind of name is that? Anyhow, the Department of Justice in the United States. Okay. Is it part of? I'm going to just keep my mouth shut, keep this one clean. All right, the director of the DOJ's National Crypto Enforcement Team, Innocent. Yeah, buddy. Emphasize this. Where was I? Emphasize the sustainable rise in crypto-related criminal incidences. Excuse me. Over the past 4 years, in the recent interview published in the Financial Times on Monday, she spoke about the agency's focus on combating criminal activities within the crypto exchange realm. Really? Okay. This includes addressing exchanges that engage in illicit behavior or facilitate crimes such as money laundering, like FTX did for the DNC. That's none of my business, though, I guess. After assuming her director role last year, Choi appears to be determined to prioritize these exchanges as a crucial part of the agency's continuous endeavor to maintain law and order within the crypto industry, Choi said. And this emphasis will send a preventative message, no it won't, to businesses that skirt anti-money laundering or client identification rules who are investing in solid compliance and risk mitigation practices. She didn't specify any particular names. Look, if someone's going to do something nefarious, they're going to do something nefarious. There is nothing they can do, and they know it. It's just like the pew pew stuff where they have the safety zones. No, that's where people go and do stupid things. It continues here. Biden, a titan amongst among crypto exchanges, has faced its share of scrutiny. Scrutiny. I never say that word if I read it. Accused of unlawful operations within the U.S. Simultaneously, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong raised the possibility of relocating the exchange's headquarters beyond the U.S. borders unless regulatory approaches transform. Brian is simply saying, I've had enough of the baloney you guys have put out there. The back and forth and the tiptoeing, more prancing around the rules and stuff like that. They know they can't make the laws. They know they can't enforce the laws, that there are no laws. And Brian's calling them out, saying, all right, here we go. Prove it. I'm going to relocate. Make a move, bro, or I'm going to relocate. That's what they're pushing. All of these little things are little significance at the end of the day, and I want you guys to remember this type of crap isn't going to go well for the people of this or who are involved in this. They won't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what this stuff is or how it works, and they think they do, and they don't. They have quote unquote smart people who got in 2017 or got in 2022 or whatever the crap they got in from an investment standpoint. No, people like me helped make this stupid thing happen. I was an earlier miner. We ran equipment to make this thing what it is. Throw ideas out there on the messaging boards to fix this or fix that. Some of them got picked up, some of them didn't. Who really cares at the end of the day? But someone who understands what this is needs to be involved. It doesn't need to be someone who, I bought it at the top at 2017 or 2018 or whenever it was, and it sank. And man, it went down to $3,000 and I lost my shirt. We need to regulate this to protect people like me because I'm stupid. Yep. No offense if you guys did that, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about the people who are involved who are saying we need regulation because someone made a dumb mistake. Someone made a dumb decision. Own your crap, man. If you made the mistake, own it. Dollar cost average in. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything unless the community is willing to comply with it. It's just not. The reason I say that, y'all, is because these policies, they're just policies. They're not rules that you have to abide by. Again, I'm not necessarily against like some sort of I don't want to say gatekeeper, but some sort of litmus test that anyone who wants to launch a crypto project has to go through, because That is actually, if you have to have this, and this in place, you're not going to go rip someone off. You actually have a viable product, a viable project. All right, have fun. Do what you're going to do. It's technology first, y'all. To top the regulatory and the stupidity around the House Judiciary, whatever the committee, financial committee, we have a problem. We have a very big problem in our country. Consumer debt passed $17 trillion for the first time, despite slight in mortgage demand. Because people aren't going to use a mortgage. They're not going to go and have a mortgage when they can't get a loan. Where did it go? Where was it? Sorry, y'all. I lost it apparently. Where did it go? I had it in here. Did I? I think I accidentally closed it. Had the mortgage rates in here somewhere. Where did they go? Well, oh well. I'll bring it. I'll figure it out later. Consumer debt. They're not going to get a mortgage because they can't afford the rates. And even if they could afford the rates, the home prices haven't corrected as much as they need to adjust to the rates for anyone to go buy. We're at that stall point. Not really a stall point. We're almost past the stall point where the person selling their home, my buddy down the road sold their house in like 2 days. And why isn't my selling? They're at that frustration point there. Why isn't my house selling? It's a competitive price to theirs. Why isn't it selling? It was just happened just a couple, like last month. They're sold. Guys, gals, it's not gonna sell anymore because no one can buy it. Unfortunately, that is in fact what's wrong. Total consumer debt hit a fresh new high for the first quarter of 2023 at just over 17 trillion. That includes everything: your cards, your credit cards, any personal loans. I don't know if it includes student loans or not, but it might, because that is a consumer. I think that's classified as consumer debt. New mortgage originations, including refinancing. Who's going to refinance right now? If there's a refinance happening right now, you know that person needs the money out of that house so they can pay things. That's not a good thing if there are refinances. So new mortgage originations, including refinances, totaled just 323.5 billion, which is not a lot when it comes to mortgages. The lowest level since the second quarter of 2014. Total debt hit a fresh new high in the first quarter of 2023 of just passing $17 trillion. Yeah, and it's going to continue to run, y'all. People have to buy food. They have to pay for their cars. They have to pay for fuel and oil changes and tires. They can't afford to live, which is not okay. People were already paycheck to paycheck beforehand. They were already paycheck to paycheck, and now their paycheck to paycheck is paying for most of the bills, but they're going and buying food with credit cards, and they're racking the debt up, and there's nothing they can do about it. The music's about to stop. The music is about to stop. It's about to get very, 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 very painful for everybody. But there is a case here. This is why I talk about cryptocurrency so much. It is a way for you to have freedom as humanity, to have freedom from the banking monster. We'll call it monster. As U.S. debt faces default, that's the other thing. The United States will be defaulting as of June 1st, or right at that first week. That's in a little over 16 days, 17 days, somewhere in that ballpark. Watch. You have June 1st. You have Friday, June 2nd. That'll be when they, all right, banking holiday, we got to fix some things. And by June 5th, things will be different. We'll put it that way. Put it very, very interesting. With U.S. politicians quibbling over the debt ceiling, Will more people recognize the benefits of Bitcoin? I think they will. If you follow U.S. politics, you should understand by now that the country is on the brink of defaulting on its massive $31 trillion debt. It's actually a lot more than that because it's not including the liabilities that the country has, which is in the quadrillions. But anyways, at the crux of the issue is that there are Republicans, in one corner, who control the House Representatives with a slim 222 to 213 majority. In the other corner is the United States U.S. Senate. The White House, under flashbang, are controlled by Democrats. Both parties are diametrically opposed to what the other wants. Republicans want to significantly cut spending, which I think most of us are in favor of, in order to raise the debt ceiling for a year. Nope. Democrats want a clean debt ceiling bill passed without strings attached. They actually want it to completely go away. They don't want a debt ceiling. They just want to take the debt ceiling away and just let the credit card be infinite. That's what they've stated that a couple times. I don't remember which one it was, but a couple people did. As you can see, both parties starting positions are nowhere near each other. Ultimately, this has turned into a game of chicken based on who will blink first. It's all very, very tiring. Yeah. Are these politicians so detached from reality that they think once the debt ceiling limit is breached, the people stop getting paid what's owed to them? People will go right back to loaning them money. They don't recognize people are already past that point. The federal government spent a record $475 billion on interest payments in fiscal year of 2022, just interest alone. Interest costs grew 30% last year and are poised to jump another 35% this year, so a total of 65% increase, according to Congressional Budget's Office their own estimate, 65%. The CBO believes the federal government will spend $640 billion in interest payments this year alone. And the debts and the interest rates keep going up too. This is the debt spiral that James Lavish has been talking about lately. Yeah, probably it is. I really think it does. It really looks like it. It really does. We're in a slow motion collision course with the economic reality that you can't print and borrow money without consequences. Inflation rears its ugly head first, and then people realize the money they are being paid back with has diminished purchasing power. If you recognize the value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, how you can actually protect your purchasing power. Gold, silver, crypto. Not financial advice, but it is all money. All three of those are money. Once people know they are losing money when they lend it to the federal government, it's game over. This debt ceiling debate will highlight the dysfunction of the federal government and its inability to keep its promises. This will surprise me. This is what surprises me about the politicians on both sides of the aisle. They're refusing to acknowledge that. So, why is potential default good? The silver lining for Bitcoin, this whole debt ceiling debacle, is that it's going to throw rocket fuel on the price of Bitcoin. It actually is. Because that's why I keep saying crypto is the exit strategy. Sure, you can go do gold and silver too, but good luck finding anything in any quantity. Just being honest. As people see their money is no longer safe with the federal government, they will seek an alternative to U.S. treasuries. Undoubtedly, some of those dollars that would have been earmarked for treasuries will flow into Bitcoin and crypto in general. Guys, gals, this is the future that I've been trying to tell y'all. This is going to happen. whether those people, the theys, like it or not. The reason they keep demonizing it so much is because it actually is a way for you to get out of this mess that they created, that they want to leave you holding the bag with. Well, don't hold the bag. Let go of it. Put it in crypto. Put it in gold. Put it in silver. Not financial advice, y'all. Do your own daggum research, and hopefully this is an area where you can learn a few things to just start digging. At the end of the day, you're adults. Make your own minds up. Do what you want to do. Just a voice crying in the wilderness trying to say, hey, there's a tidal wave coming, and it's a big one, and it's not going to be pretty. Bitcoin is pushing up today, which is kind of cool, which is interesting because the Dixie also is down. So when the Dixie kind of tips down like it has been, Bitcoin kind of goes up. It's interesting, which is so the Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 are up with Bitcoin, which is they've been inverse of each other, which is I found interesting. Gold, silver are trying to tick themselves up as well. Divi is doing interesting things. Those people who are dollar cost averaging into Divi are going to have a very, very big deal. Not too far from now. Big deal. Big deal. Anyways, no, I don't know anything. I haven't talked to anybody. EOS is going interesting there. Let's see. We've got Matic, which is trying to grow some momentum back as well. Let's see. We've got Ethereum again, trying to run itself as good. Let's see. We've got Axie, very interesting one. So we'll see what happens here, y'all. I guess see what happens. I need to go through here and clean a bunch of stuff out of this stupid thing. Anyhow, let's come back over here. I want to say hey to everybody who stuck around to the end here. I really appreciate you being part of the show. We've got Lithia. How are you today? As always, I appreciate you being here. You as well, Daddy-O. Thanks for being here. It means a lot to me that y'all are here every day like this. It really does. Bitcoin Bull, haven't seen a little bit, man. Hopefully you are doing well. And yes, you are still alive. Thanks for letting me know, man. Hopefully you're doing well. It's been a minute for sure. Let's see. We got Trinity Man in the house. What's up, dude? Thanks for being part of the show, man. I do appreciate it. PAPAJO, say hi to my good friend Sheldon, who I'm still trying to spread some truth with Blockchain Revolution. What's going on, Sheldon? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it as always. Oh, it's fantastic. Let's see who else is here today. Bitcoin Bull. Grandkids are keeping me from moving to El Salvador to get away from the most corrupt government in the world. Yep, that's kind of important. Love my coffee. Love it, love it, love it. Carl, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. Great to see you. Better late than never. Better late than never. I love it. Let's see here. Who else has got it here? You started having a conversation. Doop-a-doop. Just reading through, y'all. Just reading through. When I say them, it really isn't Republicans versus Democrats. It's Patriots versus the cabal. 95% of the Democrats are, and 75% of the Republicans are, they're owned. They are controlled. They really, really are. Let's see. All right, cool. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed rest of the day. Should have a Patreon show this afternoon, unless crazy stuff happens with work and whatnot. So be blessed. Take it easy. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.